couple in the past. That obviously helps when you want to
fund something.
So in 2005, I started research. 2007, this guy named Nigel Dayton joined me. He had just retired from Gartner as a senior VP and researcher on future technologies and future, anything has to do with the future, essentially. And then the two of us kind of worked together. We eventually ended up with the theory of intelligence. We ended up with an economic proposal. In 2010, we actually had the first prototype, which, by the way, if you looked at it the wrong way, it broke down. Oh. But it proved we were on the right track, and that's all we cared about. And in 2012, we were at the point where we felt like we could incorporate, we could commercialize it somehow. We didn't know how yet. So we incorporated in 2012 with another gentleman, Nick Gilman, and unfortunately, not too year or so later, Nigel Dayton passed away. So that's why we named this technology after him. So the AI is called Nigel. But from 2012 to for a couple of years, 3 years actually, we ended up working very closely, and this was by coincidence, very closely with the telecommunication world, and we realized this is the perfect entry point, because these are the people we needed anyways, and essentially we have this hidden problem with the middleman stuff, and we know exactly how to help them. So we spent 3 years kind of co-developing a strategy with them, to a point where it's the first time the Telecom Council nominated a pre-startup, pre-revenue, pre-everything as the most disruptive startup out there. So we knew we were kind of on track. We raised some money in 2016 we raised money before to just kind of finance that exploration period. And then we raised some more money in 2016 to kind of execute on our strategy. We had a Series A lined up after that. Unfortunately, those VCs got greedy. At literally signing day, they wanted to change some requirements, some terms that would give them more control of the company, so we walked. Went a little bit downhill for a little bit, trying to figure out what we're going to do, but then the whole ICO idea came up, and we realized that, we talked to all these VCs. They like our technology. They hate this big vision, because all they hear is ROI is not going to happen in 3 years. And one VC even told us if we succeed, we're going to obsolete most of his portfolio, because they invest in middlemen. So he didn't like the whole idea of what we're doing anyways. But ICO seems to be like a perfect vehicle. So we're trying it out.
Well, you're not going to try it out. Let's have a good affirmation you're going to succeed in it.
We are going to succeed on it, yes.
You did the right thing so far, saying no. It's hard to turn down money when you need it.
It's really hard. And especially turning around to the team and say, we walked. It was the hardest day in my life.
But so how many people do you have on your team now?
We're a dozen, 12 people. 12 people. And the interesting is that we've only, since we walked away, so it's been a year since we walked away from the Series A, and we only lost one person.
Do they all have equity in the company?
Yes.
And all your employees will have equity in the future? I mean, I think that's so important to people.
Yes.
Cool, like that.
And the team that stuck by for a year, not getting paychecks for a long time.
Oh, that's good news to hear. That's dedication.
It's dedication, and if they don't deserve equity, I don't know who does. So no, I believe that if we're going to change the world, we need to start at home first. So I want to make sure everyone that's participated, is with Kimera, or helps us out on the outside.
I was actually there for that period when they were in a downhill, and I can tell you the team that Kimera has is very dedicated, and they aren't just there for the money, but they're also there because they see the vision and they want to get to that future where the world feels like a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's what it
and-
takes. And that's the
and notice
excitement about
that.
startups.
Not Star Wars, Star Trek.
Oh.
I'm a Trekkie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we have about 5 more minutes, so I'd like to thank you guys for being here. Is there anything I haven't asked you or that, you would like our audience to know?
Yeah, well, if any of you guys are interested in kind of seeing our journey and kind of understanding what the process would look like, I would love for you guys to kind of tune in to our YouTube series. It's called Moving Humanity Forward, the ICO documentary.
And this is what we're filming here tonight,
Yes.
or today, or
Yes.
this morning. And
Yep.
we have Jordan here in the corner who you can't see, but she's there.
And yeah, so we have 4 episodes.
4 episodes as
live
of
right now.
Oh, okay.
And this will probably be the 5th episode.
Yep.
Okay, so basically we're going to be on YouTube in the next week or so, right? People can check us
Yes.
out there.
Yep.
That's-
6th episode. This will be the 6th one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
6th. Excellent. Well,
On
perfect.
on another note,
Mhm.
my agency is actually creating another documentary, which is going to kind of be the behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. It's going to kind of talk about what does marketing look like, or how do you do marketing for an ICO, and kind of break down the steps. So if there are other agencies or marketers out there that will kind of want to tune in and listen to or watch how we pull together a new era marketing strategy, we'd love to have you guys on board for that as well.
Yeah, and I'm really interested in something you mentioned, which is valuation. How do you value? What is the valuation of how do you value a token? How do you do the valuation? That's even more exciting to hear from me, because marketing, I can kind of grasp, but I've had recent conversations where people were going to give a talk on valuation. I was like, what are you going to say? And they were like, I don't know. So what is your
Well,
take
for
on
that, I wasn't really in on that meeting. We brought in an investment banker, or Kimera brought in an investment banker from Palo Alto, and they also brought in a CPA firm that works nearby us.
It's actually, real. There's no set formula
Right.
to do this, obviously. So we did it pretty simply. Google spent $500 million or so, a little bit more, acquiring DeepMind, which, they believe are getting closer to general intelligence. But even they say they're a few decades away. So we figured, well, if Google paid $500 million for potentially having general intelligence in a few decades, let's just say we're worth $500 million, and that's how we base our token pricing on.
Okay.
We have it today. We can prove it. We have RIT was the first one to kind of take it in for their own research, which I'm biased, but I think we're ahead of Google on this. So that's kind of how valuation works. I mean, it's really what people are willing to pay for your stuff.
Right. And anyway, right now we're just at the beginning of everything, and then anything works if it works, and if it doesn't work, you try something else, right? Throw it against the wall and see.
Yes, but what we really wanted to do is to make sure that we could justify everything we did. We didn't want to just say, hey, let's just create 100 million tokens and let's just set the price at $1. I mean, it's
right.
we wanted
But
to have a
also,
little
you
more
have to have that
justification.
IP behind you that says it could be worth $500,000 in the future, right? I mean, that must have come in the valuation since you're positioning it.
That would be a
way.
big drop.
Oh, so it's worth more. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that Google paid $500 million for DeepMind, and by the way,
No, but if you are selling tokens,
you mean
if
the
you
token
raise,
price?
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant the entire.
Oh no, I'm talking
okay.
about the token price, the valuation of a token.
Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't clear on that.
Oh,
So anyway, that's what you're using as your valuation
and if
of
that
your
went up
IP.
to $500,000,
No, not each token,
Okay.
but
No,
all
I'm
tokens that
confused.
you're selling together. The valuation of what you're asking for is worth what you feel your IP would be worth in the future. Is that correct or no?
So right now we were trying to say if let worst case scenario happen and we went out of business for whatever reason,
Right.
and
I only have like 2 seconds here. So
if we liquidated IP, how much would it be? How much would we be able to pay back the token holders? That's essentially what we looked at.
Okay, great. Well, we'll maybe go in further depth at some point when you get further along the line, but it's been great having you here. Thanks for being on our first show and being so, spontaneous. This is Joya Como. I don't even know if I ever said my name, but that's my name. And come back with us next Tuesday and every Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for our coffeetalk.co radio show. We'll see you next time. Have a cup on us.